Already had the work session public comment period, and there is no formal action to be taken as a result of the closed executive session. As such, I would entertain a motion from council to adjourn the work session and then go into our regular meeting.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Motion by Council President Wilk.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Kraft. Roll call.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield?
Yes.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Motion approved.
And with that, I will call the meeting to order. And this is a regular meeting, the Mayor and Borough Council, the Borough of Seaside, Park County, Ocean State of New Jersey, held on Thursday, August 1st, 2024, advertised to begin at the conclusion of the work session meeting, which has now just ended. Pursuant to the provisions of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting was properly provided by transmitting the notice of the meeting for publication to the Asbury Park Press and the Star Ledger on January 5th, 2024. Notice of the meeting of the governing body also has been posted in the corridor of the municipal building and in the office of the municipal clerk. Roll call.
Councilmember Anfield?
Here.
Councilmember Condos?
Here.
Councilmember Connor?
Here.
Councilmember Kraft?
Here.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Here.
Mayor Pearson?
Here.
Thank you.
Let us all rise together for a moment of silence to be followed by our Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Steve, turn my mic to How about that? Now I'm on the mic. You're more effective, I assume. The first item on the agenda is request for approval of the minutes. Those are the minutes of July 18th, 2024, a work session, July 18th, 2024, a regular meeting. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion, Mayor. I'll second that, Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft, seconded by Council President Wilk. Roll call.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield?
Yes.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next are payments of claims. The 2024-242 is resolutions approving payment itemized claims as set forth on the check registered bill list for the time period July 19th, 2024 to August 1, 2024. Any questions, comments from council, or if not, a motion?
I'll make a motion, Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Connor,
Second.
second by Councilmember Kraft. Roll call.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield?
I abstain. I did not see the bill list.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Motion approved.
And next, there are no ordinance introductions this evening, or resolutions. I'll read in summary fashion. 243, appointing special law enforcement officers, SLEO, for the Borough of Seaside Park. 244, authorizing designated miscellaneous refund for Marina Slip number 32. 245, authorizing the reimbursement of designated water sewer utility accounts. 246, authorizing the lease of equipment from 360 Business Solutions. 247, authorizing the cancellation of designated tax accounts. 248, authorizing the cancellation of taxes pursuant to NJSA 54:4-3.32. 249, accepting the resignation of Joseph Toth from the position of Beach Control Manager effective August 7. 250, appointing Jake Steinmetz as acting Beach Control Manager. 251, awarding a contract to Cellco Partnership doing business as Verizon Wireless for the lease for antenna attachment and ground ancillary support equipment with simultaneous leasing and co-location of additional carriers on Barnegat Water Tower, Block 5, Lot 17. 252, appointing Joel Small as a permanent part-time laborer for the Department of Public Works. 253, awarding award of contract to Heartland Payments. 254, authorizing the hire of Christopher Miracheski as a full-time laborer for the Department of Public Works. 255, authorizing the cost of mailing for electronic tax sale. 256, authorizing the Borough of Seaside Park to participate in the Stafford Township Cooperative Pricing Agreement. 257, appointing Michael Ardis to the position of Acting Operations Assistant for the Department of Beach Control. And 258 is to be withdrawn. 259, appointing Jonathan Orellana, O-R-E-L-L-A-N-A, as a permanent part-time laborer for the Department of Public Works. 260, authorizing the tax collector to cancel designated tax sale certificate. Any questions or comments from any council member on any of the resolutions?
Mayor, I'd just like to make a comment and acknowledge and thank, Council President Wilk and also Karen for assisting our Department of Public Works and some of the staffing needs. So I'm excited to see that we have another full-time hire in the number 254 and that we've taken the other seasonals and made them part-time.
Well said. I think we all echo those sentiments, and it'll be a good step forward. And some of the same council members, and indeed the entire council, along with our consultant and our administrator, also stand to be congratulated, and that's with respect to the leasing of the Cellco partnership. That stands to gain the municipality the maximum revenue stream conceivable, is actually above and beyond that which had been anticipated. So thanks to all on that one as well. And anything else from council on any resolutions? If not, it's not required by law, but it's our practice to allow any public comment specifically on any of the resolutions. If anyone has any, if they could give their name and address into the record. Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, it's Kevin McNally, 125 O Street. So I have a question. It's not necessarily on a resolution. Is this the right time to ask that question, or should I?
Wait till
No, not the resolutions.
Okay, so,
Thank
come back in 2 minutes.
Momentarily.
Don't go away.
Yes, very good. That's good, Kev.
Any comments on any resolutions? Hearing none, I know we all join together in thanking Joe Toth for all his years of hard work on the beach operation, and I know Joe Connor can speak to that at length as well, and he deserves all our thanks and appreciation, and we're very fortunate to have him continue on in the position as our recreation director, where he does a super job as well. But this entails his new position as well. So we thank him.
Mr. Mayor, can I say something?
Yes.
Mr. Toth? People who don't know, Joe Toth was very instrumental for getting the ice cream on the beach. It was his go-between. We just get the guy who's selling ice cream. Without Joe, there'd be no ice cream on the beach. So I think he'll be missed.
That's because he was tired of selling it himself.
That's true. Whatever. Joe, the ends justify the means. No, the ends justify the means. It's Machiavelli. The ends justify the means. Yes, yes. He'll be missed. Yes.
Yes, he will.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
And hearing nothing further, I would entertain a motion as a consent agenda for all of the resolutions, again with the exception number 258 is being withdrawn.
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Motion by Councilmember Kraft.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Rotunda. Roll call.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Councilmember Anfield?
Yes.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor,
Yes.
Council President Wilk,
Yes.
motion approved.
Thank you. And that concludes the written agenda. Anything further from council at this juncture?
May I just like to
Yes.
say that the program at 14th Avenue was surveyed today for the spoils that are in the ramp. We had a conference call, the borough administrator, Karen, was in the right place at the right time, Doug Meyer did check in. I don't have anything to report on that because we have to actually wait for the report, but it was surveyed today.
Oh, good one.
Very good.
It's a start.
That's a start. Good deal. Good deal. Yeah. Very good.
Anything further from council? Hearing none, I'll go into the audience for any public comments, and Mr. McNally, or no, wait a minute. Mr. Liston.
Sure, why
Mr.
not? I know I need to do it again. Kevin McNally, 125 O Street. I'm not sure this is the right forum or folks to ask the question, but I've read in the Taxpayer Association newsletter that the town has been considering and moving forward, I think, with a flood mitigation from 14th to I Street. And so I live on O Street, some people live on N Street. So is this the right forum to ask a question? Why is it stopping at I or J Street? And it's not on N and O where we do have flooding? And I know the circumstances are different because of the demographics, but basically the bay and the street. But we have flooding on the corner of Lake and O, and also on N Street at the bay. And I'm wondering if the town is giving any consideration to do anything. And I'm not sure I have the solution, I know, but to do anything north of I Street.
Yes, I'm not specifically aware of the exact quotation you've referenced, but yes, there was emphasis in particular on a number of projects, and we had a joint informational work session with a roundtable discussion with our Bayfront Advisory Committee as well as the entire council, and the topics were flood mitigation procedures, projects, possible avenues to pursue in general. So, yes, the very topic that you just referenced as to flooding efforts as to other portions of the town was indeed one of the areas discussed. As to a specific project per se, the one project that you're speaking of received a great deal of comment and input. We had the engineers in the lead on that, and a lot of people. That is one specific project to that one specific area, but we have not in any way said we're not pursuing any and all potential mitigation solutions for other areas. One of them entails what may be a very novel approach, and we have a meeting this upcoming week of all the beach mayors, have a beach mayor association, and we have a joint consortium. It's a shared service agreement that we've put together, and we're about to have the next step in that process, which will entail RFPs going out, proposals for joint sharing of information, and then seeking funds from the state and federal authorities. So everyone is very positive, and that has even had input from the commissioner herself, as looked at it as shared services. So that is one solution area. I use the word solution. It's a mitigation area of investigation and action for all the towns along the bay, and that will include any and all areas of our town. So that's one of the
Mr.
areas.
Mayor, I'm actually asking specifically, though, and I am aware of the shared, and I've read, about the shared services, if you want to call it that, for the towns, for the bay, but what I walked away from reading the taxpayer newsletter was that we're going to, as a town or borough, focus on 14th to I. And is that accurate, or am I talking to the wrong personnel here.
That's-
What about,
That's accurate.
streets north of,
That's accurate, that's one specific project. There's another project that's also in the works, but it's been stalled at the level of the Army Corps of Engineers that deals with approximate 7-block area at the northernmost portion of Bayview Avenue from I Street south.
okay, so that there was some discussion about north of I, it's just that that part of the project, oh, that project alone is stalled by, I'll say Uncle Sam, I guess, right?
It's, as we speak,
Yes, okay, but the project.
But I think it's safe to assume we all stand shoulder to shoulder with any and all agencies, any and all experts, the residents. If there's a mitigation solution that's proposed to any specific area of the town, I'm sure we will investigate, look at it very carefully.
Yeah, I don't have a solution, I just, because I'm up in O Street, you know, I want to make sure there's some dialogue about north of I, that's why, so.
Yeah,
It sounds like there is, so
Yes.
you just, somehow we need to figure out how the Army Corps of Engineers can do something, or someone else can come up with a solution, it sounds like. Okay, cool, thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments? Mr. List?
Yes, thank you. Edward Liston, Toms River, New Jersey. I'm an attorney. I represent Mr. and Mrs. Pamberger, who are here this evening. They own property at 1615 North Bay Avenue, Seaside Park, very near the water tower. And on June 24th, they got a letter from Mr. Zwarsky indicating that the town was going to install a fence on the common boundary line of their property, which is going to prevent them from using a shower, an outdoor shower and an outdoor shed, which have been there for years. The problem is compounded by the fact that there's also an air conditioner on that side, and the electric meter is on that side. You won't be able to get to any of that if this fence is to go forward. I talked to Mr. Zwarsky, and I guess it was shortly before my clients left for a European vacation. He was kind enough to put off the fence installation until today, actually, August the 1st. And I was asking for a meeting with council members if they wanted to come look at the situation. My clients, this property has been in my client's family since 1967. I did some research on when the house was built. The best that I can gather from the deeds is that the house was built between 1949 and 1951. I tried to get the tax assessor today to confirm when it went on the tax rolls. He was unable to tell me that because he didn't answer my call. But I can get that information if he doesn't have it through the county tax office. That'll take some research, but I can get that done. The reason I bring that up is because I believe that's before there was any zoning in this town. And so, as a pre-existing non-conforming use and building, the shower and the shed are protected by the municipal land use law. So that means that if this fence were to go in, my clients would have property that they have a legal right to have there, that they won't be able to use anymore. So it's unjust taking of property without due process of law. I know that nobody wants that to happen, at least I don't think they do. And I wanted to be given the opportunity to let the borough know that we would like to reach an accommodation on this. Nobody has the slightest idea about trying to claim that property by adverse possession. It goes back to English common law. You can't take the king's property. And that carries over here. And you can't take municipal property or state property or county property if it is dedicated to a public use or actively used as a public use. If it's not, if it's just like a tax lot that the town took under a tax foreclosure, then that law doesn't apply. But here, Well, it does apply. Clearly, this is part of a park called Freedom Park. And that park is dedicated for public use. My clients tell me that their family has occupied that house and made some nice improvements to it, beginning in 1967. They began to use some of the property on the borders of it long ago. And they made some improvements to it, which nobody has ever objected to because they took good care of that portion of the public property that they were occupying. They had no right to occupy it. I understand that. That's the law. But what I asked for was an opportunity to meet with representatives of the council at the site and show them what we proposed. I hope that every member of the council got a copy of my July 29th, 2024 letter. And I sent one to the mayor. And I hope everybody got a copy of that.
Yes.
Because it has a proposal in it which would put the fence essentially where there's a white picket fence now that my clients have put in, which they will gladly remove at the appropriate time. And in the survey, I made a copy of the partial copy of the survey, and it just shows where our fence exists now. And it lines up with the fence that goes on, I think it's a 10-foot or 12-foot fence, right close to the water tower. And
Is that lightning? Oh. Oh, that's a 5-minute? Rule. Okay. All right, Mr. You can finish and wrap up. We have a 5-minute rule, but that's
all right,
okay.
so that's our concern.
Okay.
And if you won't move, I was really hoping to get a meeting with somebody who could make a decision on this, and maybe that can still happen. My clients will be down here tomorrow. If he wants to come over and look at it, I can make myself available as well. If you're insistent on going ahead, then I suggested in my letter that I believe that my client has property rights, and he and she want to go to court and try to get a temporary injunction until the court has the opportunity to decide what those property rights are. So if the council wants to go ahead with it, then I would be asked to be given till the end of this month to file a case with Judge Hodson and ask that a TRO be issued. We hope we don't have to do that. I think this can be worked out between the parties. I laid it all out, what we are proposing out in my letter. And you've seen it, so I won't go further, except that I think these people have been taxpayers, their families have been taxpayers in this town since 1967. And we think that, they recognize now that perhaps they shouldn't have added on they shouldn't have put the fence where they put it, and we understand that there's some property that's being used by them now that belongs to the town. But if it's not necessary to destroy what's there now, then we think we can work out some kind of an arrangement where we can sign a boundary line agreement that says anytime that property is necessarily needed for, uses for a public purpose, put a bocce court in there or something, be happy to take it down, what we have there. But under the circumstances, I think it's a little bit of a short notice situation. Well, I'm thankful to Mrs. Varsky for allowing my clients to go on a long planned European vacation before they had to come back and face this. But if we have to go to court, we're ready. But we're hoping we can work it out. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Liston. Any other public comments? Hearing none, I would close the public portion. Anything further from council at this juncture? No. Hearing none, I would entertain a motion for adjournment. Motion by Councilmember Amador.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Kraft. Roll call.
Councilmember Anfield?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank everyone for coming this evening.